Okay, so welcome. I'm Dr. J.P. Stearns, President of the Bluegrass Area Institute of Management Accountants chapter, and I'm here with Dr. Frank O'Connor, who is our speaker for our December chapter meeting, which is going to be held virtually. Dr. O'Connor is Professor Emeritus at Eastern Kentucky University, and he's a graduate of the National University of Ireland, Dublin, and got his PhD from the University of Minnesota. And his topic is for our December chapter meeting is where is the economy going as we look forward here. So Dr. O'Connor, thank you. And I just want to give you a minute or two to kind of preview your discussion and give our viewers a taste of what they're going to get in next week in our chapter meeting.
Well, thank you, Justin. Well, we're going to start with a little bit of history, not very far back, just the first quarter of 2020, and discuss what has happened since then, and what might happen in the next couple of years. And I'm going to talk at three levels. We'll talk about the US economy and what's happening there in terms of output, employment, inflation, if you worry about that, and income. And then we'll talk at the level of the state, Kentucky, and then finally at the level of the Bluegrass area. The reason for going to the US first is that in this day and age, Kentucky and the US economy are very tightly connected. And where we're going to be in 2021 and 2022 depends very much on where the US is going to be. So that's part of it. And we'll talk about something beyond that as well. So I'm going to be asking, how long will it take to get back to where we were in the first quarter of this year? Okay, and that's even under discussion as it goes on. I will also talk about the policies that we have taken to try to recover, particularly the monetary and fiscal policies that are still propping us up. And we'll need to talk about what role they may have going forward. And as you know, that's a matter of debate at the moment. We'll also comment on what's happened to different sectors, sort of rearrangement that has gone on, and the extent to which some of that might be permanent and some of it may just come back to normal, because there's a larger question going forward. You know, how much will the COVID experience change how we live and how we work? Mm-hmm. So we have that, and then there's another point that I think needs quite a bit of attention, but isn't necessarily getting it at the moment, and that is what has happened to the fiscal health of businesses in a variety of sectors, households and government, and how are we going to get things back to normal in those situations? You know, in some cases, obviously in large corporations, they're not at risk of disappearing, but there are a whole lot of small businesses that are financially in very tight straits, and without help of some sort, they may disappear. And this can cause a serious problem going forward, because if people have gone out of business and you open up the economy and the stores aren't there, the services aren't there, what's going to happen? You know, are we all going to go back to carrying bag lunches again? So
well, there may not be restaurants for us to go to.
Yeah, yeah. So that's, and I'll use the national forecasts and down the state forecasts, and then some local forecasts to give a hint of how we're going forward, how we think we're going to go forward.
Danger of forecasts. It's there's always uncertainty, isn't there?
Oh yes, yes. I think it's what's his name? Max Planck said that predicting is difficult, and predicting the future is very difficult.
But,
So
that is, well, it sounds like it'll be a great discussion, very informative for both our local area and any of our guests we'll have from around the country or even around the world, really. So I appreciate your time and thank you, and look forward to the discussion next week.
likewise here.